Please rise, ladies and gentlemen. The 16th Sangguniang Panlalawigan is now convened for its 73rd regular session. The Honorable Aurelio J. Leva III, presiding.
The 73rd regular session of the 16th Sangguniang Panlalawigan is now called to order. We will be led in prayer by the Honorable Danilo Red, to be followed by the national anthem, the Marinduque March, and the board members' creed to be led by Bernardine E. Opis Mercado.
Please bow your head and say, in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Dear God, as we go through another phase of our legislative work, always guide us, our intellects, and our heart. Make us both receptive and sensitive to the political ideas and opinions of our fellow Sanggunian. Remind us for the reality, and although we diverse in our views and our advocacies, we are one and united towards pursuing lasting progress and prosperity for the people, that we all strive to ensure the welfare of our citizenry for whom we have committed to serve. Dear God, as we go through, fulfill our mandate to legislative laws, aim at uplifting lives and safeguarding the interests of our citizens, always remember that all this is to make true our commitment to nation building that will eventually redound to the growth and development of our Filipino nation. All this we pray in the name of our Almighty Father. Amen. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Bayang magiliw, peros ng silanganan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, buyan ka ng magiliw, sa manlulupit, di na masisingil, sa lagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mo baka, ay nilang ang tula at awit sa paglayang pinamakan. Ang isang ng watawat mo'y nagumpay na nagtitigil, ang bituin at araw niya kailan mapagpagdidilim. Lupa ng araw na waraming pagsita, lalapit sa likod. Aming ligaya dapat may mamagin, alamatay ng tayo sa'yo. Isla kang hiyas ng bansa, ganda mo'y bigay bangkalan, mga dagat at mga lupa, sa yaman ay sagana. Ang iyong kakatinog at nabundukan, kayaman ang kalikasan, ikaw ng Diyos ang ibigay. Ingatan ang karapatan, halina ang angin itong nagyamanin. Ang lupain ay aking bungalis, nakasalin mo ay aking gamitin. Umulan ang bayan natin, kaya namin pinamahal, pakating katahimikan. Ang sino mang sa iyo ay mananan, ligaya ang makakamtan. Sa puso't isip ng iyong mamamayan, kaya bumili ang iyong yaman. Nang sumakanan ang iyong apilan, ang Marinduque aming bugyan.
The board members' creed to be led by Honorable Bernardine E. Opis Mercado.
Please raise your right hand and follow after me. I am a provincial board member
I am a provincial board member
given the mandate to serve
given the mandate to serve
my constituency through responsible, responsive, and effective legislation. Provide dynamic leadership, promote and maximize the delivery of basic services for the general welfare,
promote and maximize the delivery of basic services for the general welfare
under a regime of a truly consultative and participative democracy, I impose upon myself the supreme obligation to perform and carry out the functions prescribed by law unselfishly and with utmost dedication, thereby becoming a genuine catalyst of change in my locality, in our nation.
Please sit down. The chair relinquishes its chairmanship to Honorable Mark Julius P. Caballes. 1 minute recess.
The session is resumed. Mr. Secretary, kindly call the roll.
Honorable Mark Julius P. Caballes, Honorable Aurelio J. Leva III, Honorable Antonio L. Mangkukang III, Honorable Bernardine Opis Mercado, Honorable Melgabal Arencabo, Honorable Mercedes Arejano, Honorable Danilo R. Red, Honorable Ismael D. Pilim, Honorable Jose Neril L. Manggol, Honorable Bertinos A. Valencia. Mr. Presiding Officer, with 8 members of the board present, we have the necessary quorum for this afternoon session.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary, and there being a quorum, I now turn over the floor to our Majority Floor Leader, Bukal George Oleva.
Mr. Presiding Officer, may I ask that we recognize the Secretary for a very important message.
Mr. Presiding Officer and members of the board, we received on January 29, Monday, a letter from Honorable Carlos F. de Peralta, and part of today's agenda, a request for him to be recognized as ex officio member of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan, him being elected as President of the Liga ng mga Barangay Provincial Chapter. Along with the request are the documents to support his request.
Mr. Presiding Officer, on that note, may I formally move that we recognize Honorable Carlos F. de Peralta, Provincial Legal President, as an ex officio member of the 16th Sangguniang Panlalawigan. I so move.
There's a motion from our Majority Floor Leader, Bukal George Oleva, for the recognition of Honorable Board Member Carlos F. D. Peralta as the Pangulo of the Liga ng Barangay of the provincial chapter of the province of Marinduque. There being no objection, said motion is hereby approved.
I further move that we consider Honorable Carlos F. D. Peralta as present during today's session.
There's a motion from Bukal George Oleva for that the Honorable Board Member be recognized as present for today's session. Again,
May we ask the Secretary to please fetch Honorable De Peralta to his official seat.
Mr. Secretary.
Mr. Presiding Officer, may I move to continue today's session?
The session is resumed.
For the reading and adoption of the minutes of the previous session, I move that we dispense with the reading of the minutes and consider the same as having been read without prejudice to the corrections to be made by the members of the board. I so move.
There's a motion from Bukal George Oleva that the minutes of the previous session dated January 26, 2024 be considered read without prejudice to any corrections to the said minutes. There being no objection, the said motion is hereby approved.
Inviting members of the board who have some corrections with the previous minutes of the previous session. Mr. Presiding Officer, may I formally move that we approve and adopt the minutes of the 72nd regular session dated January 26, 2024. I so move.
There's a motion for the adoption of the minutes of the previous session dated January 26, 2024. There being no objection, the said motion is hereby approved.
Mr. Presiding Officer, we now go to the matters arising from the minutes. Mr. Presiding Officer, last session we have adopted a resolution recognizing several students or learners from Landi National High School for their exemplary accomplishment during international event. And may I ask that we recognize Honorable Danilo Arred to read the citation of the said resolution.
Recognizing Honorable Danilo Arred for the reading of the said citation.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Bukal Jojo Leva. Resolution number 1090, series of 2024. Resolution congratulating and commending Eliza Solweta Del Herio, Cassandra May de la Costa de Luna, and Jairos Palomares Pedernal, together with their supervisor, Mr. Perry Angelo C. Manlapas, and the entire administration of the Landi National High School, Santa Cruz, Marinduque, for winning the Gold Award in the 2024 International Student Science Project Competition, virtual edition, held on January 14 to 18, 2024, and hosted by the Science Association of Indonesia. Authored by Honorable Mel Gabal Incabo and Honorable Danilo Arred. Whereas the Science Association of Indonesia is a non-profit organization that works to advance the world of science in Indonesia and internationally, and encourage society to have superior scientific culture with the aim of increasing the nation's competitiveness. Whereas annually, SAED is hosting various science fairs and competitions, among which is the International Science Project Competition, which brings together young aspiring scientists to showcase their innovative research project, and also serves as a platform for talented students to exchange ideas, collaborate, and demonstrate their scientific powers on the international stage. Whereas, in the recently concluded ISSPC virtual edition held on January 14 to 18, 2024, the student team from Landi National High School in Santa Cruz, Marinduque emerged as the top and won the Golden Award for their research project entitled Hydrocoral and Epoxy Resin Coated Styrofoam as Artificial Coral Reef. Whereas the victorious stance of these students, their supervisor and their entire school brought immense pride and honor, not only to the province of Marinduque, but into the entire Filipino nation, for they have represented the country in the said competition. Whereas their winning also shows the quality of education in the province of Marinduque, which, despite being a small island province, has strived to develop the top-notch student that is as par with those from the affluent and bigger local government units and countries. Wherefore, upon the favorable reconsideration of the Committee on Education, Culture and Arts, and on the motion of Chairperson Honorable Danilo Red, duly seconded by the Honorable Mel Gabal Incabo, Honorable Mercedes Arellano, Honorable Esmael D. Pilim, and Honorable Bertinos A. Valencia, it was Resolved, as it is hereby resolved to congratulate and commend Alaysa Solveta de Lejerio, Cassandra May de la Costa de Luna, and Jairus Palomares Pedernal, their supervisor, Mr. Perry Angelo, Seaman Lapas, and the entire administration of Landi National High School, Santa Cruz, Marinduque, for winning the Gold Award in the 2024 International Student Science Project Competition, virtual edition, held on January 14 to 18, 2024, and hosted by the Science Association of Indonesia. Resolved further that the said student and their coaches, supervisor, given the appropriate monetary incentives pursuant to Provincial Ordinance Number 213, Series of 2023. Resolved finally that copies of this resolution be furnished to the above named winning student and their supervisor, the Landi National High School, through the school principal and DepEd School Division of Marinduque, and all other concerned for their information and appropriate action. Adopted this 26th day of January 2024 at Reos, Marinduque. Certified to be duly adopted, James L. Solas, SP Secretary. Attested, Adeline M. Angeles, Vice Governor, Presiding Officer.
Mr. Presiding Officer, to receive the award, we have with us today Ms. Eliza Soleta de Ligero, Ms. Cassandra May de la Costa de Luna, and Mr. Jairus Palomares Pedernal from Landi National High School, as well as their coach and school principal.
May we invite our honored guests and awardees here in front of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan for the turnover of resolution as authored by Bocal and Cabo and Bocal Red.
May we also ask to the podium the Honorable Mercabal and Cabo and the Honorable Danilo Alred.
Yes po. Bocal Mel and Bocal Dani.
Siguro po, isama na rin po natin Honorable Mercedes Riano and Honorable Ismail.
Inviting also board members Lim and Rehan.
Mr. Presiding Officer, may we hear some message from Mr. Ruel Laririt, School Principal of Landi National High School.
May we invite Principal, our dearest Principal here for a short message.
Unang-una po ang akin pong pagbati ng magandang hapon po sa ating lahat, sa ating pong Presiding Officer, kay Honorable Cabales, at sa lahat po ng miyembro ng ating Sangguniang Panlalawigan. Sa inyo pong lahat, magandang hapon po at mapagpalang hapon sa ating lahat. So, I am the school principal of Landi National High School, and our school is very proud with the achievement received by our students in the recently concluded international competition. We are so blessed that with the coach, Sir Perry Angelo Manlapas, and with the intelligence of our young researchers, we were able to receive gold award in the most coveted competition in terms of research. Landi National High School has been one of the schools in our province that is excelling, who is outstanding in terms of research, in terms of science, especially in STEM. We offer STE, Science, Technology, and Engineering. We have science classes from grade 7 up to senior high school, and we have been performing so well in terms of science, not only in science but also in sports as well as in academics, in math. Just recently we won 3 golds, 3 silvers, 4 bronzes and some merit awards in the National Science, Civil Service CSE Math Challenge. And that proves that our school, Landi National High School, is performing so well. So with your congratulations and with the awards received of our school and your recognition to our performance, we are so grateful that indeed at last we are recognized. But syempre, yes, last year in 2023, our learners did receive financial or monetary incentives. We got it, we were in Balar, and that time during our seminar, and we were told that our learners had to come here just to receive the monetary incentives you gave them. So we are so thankful. As the school principal of this school, I am so happy that our efforts, our determination to give honor not only to our school, but in the entire Santa Cruz and the province, the SDO Marinduque is so much proud to us that ang dami-dami po nilang nag-compete pero nag-shine po tayo. So muli, sa inyo pong lahat, maraming salamat. Huwag po kayong mapapagod na actually this coming February 22 up to 25th of this month, we are to compete in the National Science Quest. There will be 29 learners who will be competing in the different categories, and 6 coaches will be joining these 29 learners. So we are all 35. I myself will be part of the delegation. So hopefully, and we are praying that our school, our province will shine in the national level. Muli po, maraming salamat and God bless us all.
First of all po, maraming salamat po to our dear principal and to the school as a whole for guiding our dear students and giving them a chance to succeed and compete in competitions outside of our province. So may we invite other members of the board who may have short messages for our honored guests. So if wala na po again, yes po, Bukal Lim.
Yes, first of all, ako ay nagpupugay. Tayo po ay nagpupugay. We recognize and we congratulate and we salute ang ating mga students from Landi and the school itself, Landi National High School, a science high school in Santa Cruz, Marinduque, a premier science high school, at we believe na itong mga ganitong dapat ay ito ay talagang ating mga suportahan, itong ating mga punduhan bukod sa mga beauty contest. Ito talaga, ito ay tagisan ng talino, ito talaga ay naghahasa ng utak, ito talaga math and science, and this is science and technology. This is the way to go. Ano po, at wala akong alam na bansa sa buong mundo na mayaman na bansa na hindi advance ang science and technology. Ano po. So, thank you very much, sir, sa mga estudyante. Sana ay dumami pa ang kagaya ninyo. And last na ang tanong ko lamang sa inyo ay what is the multiple integral of x times 12 divided by to the square root of 47? Sige nga.
Thank you po, Bukal.
Congratulations ulit sa inyo lahat.
Bukal Mailim. Maraming salamat po sa inyong message. Si Bukal Melin Cabo po ay may mensahe.
Maraming salamat po, Ginoong Tagapangulo. Isang magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat. Again, congratulations po sa team sa National High School ng Landi. Your hard work and your contribution to our province will not end here. Hayaan nyo po, mag-uusap po ulit tayo kung paano natin ito may apply dito sa ating probinsya. Napakaganda po ng inyong research. Alam ko po sa atin sa Santa Cruz, marami na pong sirang corals at malaking tulong po 'yan. The last time I was the chairman of Agriculture Committee, meron po rin kaming ng MSC kung paano bubuhayin muli ang mga namamatay na corals. Ito po yung inyong research. Sana po magamit po natin yan. Sabi nga po ni Bukal Maelim, sana mapapundahan po natin upang lalo pang matulungan natin mga isdang Marinduqueño. Maraming salamat po. Mabuhay po kayo.
Thank you po. Bukal Melin Cabo. Si Bukal Danny Reed.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Nais ko lang batiin muli ang team ng Landi National High School sa pangunguna ng ating principal ni Sir Ruel Laririt, kasama ang coach nila si Mr. Perry, at sa mga mag-aaral. Sana maipagpatuloy ninyo ang mga ganitong competition na lagi tayong dala natin ang ating panalo at lagi tayong nagwawagi. Mas lalo pa nating galingan at nang makamit natin ang lagi nating makamit ang tagumpay. At congrats sa inyong lahat. Mr. Chair, nais ko po sanang hingan ng kaunting panalita ang ating pong coach, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Inviting po our coach Sir Perry for a short message.
Good afternoon po sa inyong lahat. Ako po yung tumayong coach ng mga bata po. Thank you so much po for recognizing us with our effort to win some gold medals in the international research competition. Let me share lamang po that our research study ay amin po pinaghandaan na more than a year, and it's a cultivation of the hard work of my students, the Landi National High School learners, and the different people who supported us to win that competition. The competition po is runs for 2 months, the evaluation process, and successfully we receive a letter of acceptance that our research study is accepted and will be competing on that research competition. I am very much thankful po with the parents of our learners who allowed them to be with us sa school any moment of the day and any time of the week when we have a session to for the betterment and improvement of our research study. Thank you so much po sa inyong lahat for recognizing the school's effort and the hard work of these students. Once again po, thank you po.
Thank you po ulit, sir. And congratulations po ulit at good luck po sa mga masunod ulit na competition. At last message po from Bukal Merceriano.
Sa Sangguniang Panlalawigan sa mga congratulations po sa inyo, sa ating lalo tigit po sa ating coaches at sa ating pong principal ng ating ng ating Landi National High School. Pinagmamalaki po natin sa lahat sapagkat kahit alin pong estudyante sa amin sa Santa Cruz, sa atin sa Santa Cruz, pinagmamalaki ang eskwelahan ng Landi Science High School. Nakaakibat o yan. Nakaakibat po natin ang lahat ng sa research, sa ako'y naniniwala sapagkat minsan din ay ako'y nakatungtong sa inyong eskwelahan nung si Ma'am Nisitas pa ang ating principal ng ating school because ako rin naman ay nakakapagturo sa katekisis ng inyong sa ating eskwelahan. So, sa inyong lahat, keep up the good work. pag-ayamanin ninyo ang inyong mga natututunan. Alam ko naman, lahat ng mga magulang na inyo pong hinihilingan ng inyong tulong ay suportang-suporta sa kanilang mga anak, lalo tigit dyan po sa ating mga gawain. Thank you very much. Congratulations po sa inyo.
Thank you po, Bukal Mercerihano. Yes po, Bukal Jojo.
Alam po ninyo, ang tagumpay ng Tagalandi ay hindi lamang tagumpay ng ikalawang distrito. Tagumpay din po ito ng unang distrito sapagkat ang kanila pong coach ay taga-Gasan, ang kanila pong principal ay taga-Boac at taga-Gasan from first district. Kaya balansyado po ang tagumpay ng mga Tagalandi National High School.
Maraming salamat po kay Bukal Jojo Leva na syempre hindi patalo ang District 1 sa isang
Nakakuan na po.
napakalaking tagumpay ng mga
Nakakuan
estudyante.
na.
So kung wala na po ibang magabigay na mensahe,
Kaya akala po ni Bukal Bael ay sa Gupuan lang ang first district.
puro beauty contest pa rin sa First District na nakaraan. Pero yung dagdag rin po sa sinabi ng mga nauna, I'm sure aware naman po ang ating mga pamunuan ng eskwelahan na may standing o may existing ordinance po ang Sangguniang Panlalawigan o ang probinsya para sa kaunti o hindi man kaunti pero para sa monetary rewards or benefits po para sa ating mga competitors na nanalo sa mga recognized competition at sigurado po kami na kayo po ay more than qualified to receive the said benefits.
Mr.
So,
Chair.
yes po, bakal.
Mr. Chair, I don't think I have to mention o hindi ko na po kailangan banggitin kung gaano kagagawa po at kagaganda ang mga taga second district. Alam na po yun.
No comment.
No comment daw po, sabi ni Bukal Dindin. Oo. Yun po, again, maraming salamat po. Sana po ay kayo po ay, kung hindi po kayo busy, magstay po muna kayo ng konti. At para makasama po namin kayo sa kaunting merienda. Or may picture taking po para sa lahat. Ano po? Last na picture taking po dito sa harapan. Kasama po yung buong Sangguniang Panlalawigan. That concludes the said resolutions for under matters arising from the minutes. Give the floor back to our majority floor leader.
Mr. Presiding Officer, we now go to the approval and amendment of the agenda. For today's agenda, we have two privileged speeches to be rendered by Honorable Carlos F. De Peralta and Honorable Bernardine E. Opis Mercado. For the question hour, we don't have any. For the messages of correspondence from the Governor, we have 2 items and 3 additional items. Is that correct? Two additional items. For the communications and petitions, we have 4 items. For the municipal ordinances for review of the board, we have 2 items. We don't have any proposed ordinance. We have 4 proposed resolutions. We have 9 committee reports. We don't have any unfinished business. Business for the day, we don't have any. We have 1 unassigned business, as mentioned earlier. We have no proposed ordinance and resolution for third or final reading. Mr. Presiding Officer, may I move for the approval of today's agenda as amended?
There's a motion from Bukal Jojo Leva for the approval of today's agenda as amended. There being no objection, the said motion is hereby approved.
Mr. Presiding Officer, may I ask that we recognize our new member of the board, Honorable Carlos F. De Peralta, for his opening speech.
Recognizing the newest member of the 16th Sangguniang Panlalawigan, Honorable Carlos F. de Peralta, for his message for this august body.
Honorable Presiding Officer, Honorable Attorney Mark Julius Caballes, who is here to pinch hit for Honorable Vice Governor Adeline Angeles, who is now in Hague, Netherlands, on official visit. Honorable members of the 16th Sangguniang Panlalawigan, hindi ko na kailangan magitin isa-isa. Alam nyo na yun. The SP Secretariat, magandang hapon sa inyong lahat.
Good afternoon po.
Section 494 of the Local Government Code of 1991 clearly states that the duly elected president of the Liga ng mga barangay at the provincial level shall serve and sit as an ex officio member of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan, which shall serve during their term of office as president of the Liga chapter. Pursuant to this, to the Liga Barangay sa Pilipinas Constitution, Bylaws and Election Code, the Provincial Liga Chapter election was held last January 12, 2024. As stated under Memorandum Circular dated December 18, 2023, the duly elected Provincial Liga President shall assume its office on the noon of January 29, 2024. Hence, this representation. My platform of government, ang aking plataforma di gobyerno, hindi lang poro-forma. As representative of the barangay, I will work for the promotion of its welfare. I will also work for additional honorarium, allowances, incentives to barangay officials and employees. I will definitely support congressional initiatives to legislate salary-based compensation of barangay officials and its employees. I will also encourage economic sustainability in the barangay, such as establishment of local economic enterprises and the promotion of local products and sustainable community-based tourism. I will also collaborate with national, provincial, as well as municipal government in the implementation of infrastructure projects and in the implementation also of the development programs and initiative at the barangay level. In partnership with the 16th Sangguniang Panlalawigan and provincial government of Marinduque, I will support legislative initiatives or measures that has legal foundation or legal leg to stand on. I will try to the best of my ability to introduce measures that will redound to the benefit and welfare of the group that I represent, the barangays, in particular, and to the people of Marinduque in general. I am new in the field of legislation. There would be some stumbles along the way. I have to undergo learning curves. But with you guys, I think the learning process will be shorter, easier, and even sweeter. I still remember what my dad used to say to me, that he has drunk more water than I have. Sa madaling salita, marami pa yata akong kakainin kanin o bigas bago ako matuto. I know that I need more time and experience to learn the nuances of legislation. For time and experience is the best teacher. In closing, maraming salamat sa lahat, and I'm looking forward for a meaningful collaboration and partnership with you guys. God bless us all, and more power to the 16th Sangguniang Panlalawigan. Mabuhay tayong lahat.
Thank you very much po sa napaka-inspiring at napaka-substantive na mensahe po ninyo para sa Sangguniang Panlalawigan. At on behalf po of our Honorable Vice Governor Adeline Angeles, I'm sure na ang 16th Sangguniang Panlalawigan po ay more than happy to welcome you and to help you in whatever way we can. Abot niya lang po sa kahit sino man sa amin, bukal kung paano po kami makakatulong sa iyong adjustment, and hopefully kaya po ng mga nauna na po na dumating at umalis ay sana po ay maging maganda po ang samahan po natin lahat at higit po sa lahat para makinabang po ang mga kababayan natin. So inviting any member of the 16th Sangguniang Panlalawigan who may have any clarificatory questions or any short message for our dearest Bukal Carlos F. de Peralta. Questions po or anyway. Yes po, Bukal Tres Makuka.
Maraming salamat po, Mr. Presiding Officer. At sa atin pong ginagalang na bago natin kasamahan dito sa Pamalaang Panlalawigan, dito sa kagalang-galang na kapulungan ng Sangguniang Panlalawigan, ang atin po na bagong newly elected Liga ng mga Barangay Marinduque Provincial Chapter President and ex-officio member of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan. Ano po, ang atin po kagalang-galang Carlos F. de Peralta ay atin po siyang binabati mula sa kaibuturan ng ating puso at tunay po sapagkat nanggaling tayo sa Sangguniang Kabataan, dating Pangulo sa bayan ng Mogpog. At alam at batid natin kung gaano kalaki ang nakaatang na tungkulin responsibilidad sa kanyang mga balikat sapagkat tatlo ang kanya pong gagampanan ay napakalaki. Hindi lamang po bukal ng lalawigan, Pangulo ng lahat ng kapitanes ng 218 barangays at punong barangay ng kanyang barangay. Kaya po, alam namin na napakalaki po ng iyong obligasyon at responsibilidad at narito po ang miyembro ng Sangguniang Panlalawigan, handa po sa iyong tumulong at magtanong lang po kayo at humingi ng kung ano ang nais niyo pang nais naming itulong sa iyo. Narito po kami lahat upang ikaw po ay tulungan. Maraming salamat, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Maraming salamat po, Bukal Tres, para sa kanya pong o sa iyo pong mensahe. So kung wala na po ibang member ng Sangguniang Panlalawigan na nais magbigay ng mensahe, pabalik ko na po sa ating Majority Floor Leader, Bukal Jojo Leva.
Next to render a privileged speech, Mr. Presiding Officer, is the Honorable Bernardine E. Opis Mercado.
Recognizing the Honorable Gentle Lady from Boac, Honorable Bernardine E. Opis Mercado for her privileged speech.
Marami pong salamat, Mr. Presiding Officer. Isang magandang araw po sa ating mga iginagalang mga kasamahang mga bukal at pinagpipitagan ng Basic Gobernador. Andito po ako ngayon sa inyong harapan upang gamitin ang pribilehiyong makapagsalita upang mabigyan linaw ang mga ilang katanungan ng ating mga mamamayan patungkol sa serbisyo ng ating provincial hospital. Hindi lingid sa ating kaalaman na nakikita natin ang malaking pagbabago sa ating Marinduque Provincial Hospital pagdating sa pagbibigay ng serbisyo sa ating mamamayan at pagsasaayos ng pasilidad. Sa katunayan nga ay malapit nang matapos ang bagong ginagawang extension ng hospital para sa mas makabagong mga kagamitan at makapaglagay ng ICU. Maraming serbisyo ang nabibigay na ngayon at hindi na kailangan pang lumuwas ng ating mga pasyente, lalo na ang mga kapuspalad para hindi na mahirapan sa pagbiyahe sa pagtawid ng dagat at magastusan ng malaki. Meron na tayong X-ray machine, CT scan machine, ultrasound, hemodialysis at iba pang serbisyo. Kaya naman malaki ang pasasalamat ng ating mga kababayan sa nararamdamang pagbabago sa ating hospital sa pagpupursige ng ating mga namumuno. Subalit ang nakakalungkot po ay meron pa rin tayo mga natatanggap na hinaing sa ilan nating mga kababayan patungkol sa serbisyo ng MPH. Kamakailan lang ay may pasyenteng buntis na nagka-emergency at kailangang sumailalim sa ultrasound at iba pang lab test tulad ng urinalysis test. Subalit pagpunta sa hospital ay hindi daw available, kung kaya't nagsuggest ang isa sa mga health staff na kung gusto nila ay pumunta muna sila sa Gasan para ma-ultrasound na ang pasyente. Naiparating din po ng ilang kasamahan nating bukal na nakatanggap sila ng impormasyon sa ating mga kababayan na wala rin daw CT scan machine ngayon sa hospital dahil sira. Ang pagkakaalam ko po ay meron tayo mga bagong CT scan naman. May pagkakataon din po na pag may mga emergency ay wala pong available na doktor sa ating hospital para tumingin sa mga pasyente na kailangan ng agarang atensyon. Minsan ay wala rin daw available na doctors para sa mga nais magpa-check up, lalo na sa mga sanggol o bata. Alam nating lahat na medyo may kamahalan ang singil ng mga private doctors, kung kaya't umaasa sila na sa pamamagitan ng serbisyo sa ating hospital ay makakaalwan sila sa gastusin. Alam natin na may kakulangan tayo ng mga doktor sa ngayon, kaya ang mga doktor sa hospital ay medyo exhausted na pag marami ang nagiging pasyente sa hospital. Kaya pinasasalamatan naman natin sila dahil nagsusumikap silang matugunan ang pangangailangan ng mga tao. Bilang chairman ng Committee on Health and Nutrition, nais kong ipabatid sa lahat ng naririto na kailangan nating mabigyan ng agarang aksyon upang maging malinaw sa atin ang tunay na sitwasyon sa hospital. Aking hinihiling na kung maaari po sana nating maimbitahan ang tagapamahala ng Marinduque Provincial Hospital upang magkaroon ng klarifikasyon at mapagtulungan na rin natin kung ano ang mga nararapat na aksyon ukol sa hinain ng ating mamamayan, dahil ang hangad lang po natin ay makapagbigay ang ating ospital ng maayos na serbisyo sa ating mamamayan. Nirirekomenda ko pong ma-refer ito ng kabahayanan sa tamang komite. Maraming salamat po.
We now go to committee reports. May I ask the presiding officer to recognize the chairperson of the committee on appropriation for its committee report number 322-2024.
The Chair of the Committee on Appropriations, Honorable Gentleman from Santa Cruz, Bukal Mailim, is hereby recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, Honorable Floor Leader, my colleagues. With the indulgence of the body, I hereby present Committee Report number 322-2024, Committee on Appropriations, with the subject various appropriation ordinances from the component municipalities. In attendance to the said hearing were myself, Honorable Ismael D.P. Lim, Honorable Mark Julius P. Caballes, Honorable Danilo R. Red, Honorable Jose Nerel Mangol, Honorable Bertinos A. Valencia. The findings are as follows. The appropriations ordinances were calendared in the hearing, could be summarized into into one appropriation ordinance number 5-2023 embodying the calendar year 2023 General Fund Supplemental Budget number 4 of the Municipality of Santa Cruz. Number 2, appropriation ordinance number 3, 4, and 5 series of 2023 embodying the calendar year 2023 General Fund Supplemental Budget number 2, 3, and 4 respectively of the Municipality of Boac. Appropriation ordinance number 3 series of 2023 embodying the calendar year 2023 General Fund Supplemental Budget number 3 of the Municipality of Buena Vista, and appropriation ordinance number 5 series of 2023 embodying the calendar year 2023 General Fund Supplemental Budget number 4 of the Municipality of Gasan. The recommendations are as follows. 1. Resolution declare the committee hereby recommends for the adoption of the following resolutions. 1. A resolution declaring appropriation ordinance number 5, series of 2023, authorizing the calendar year 2023 General Fund Supplemental Budget Number 4 of the Municipality of Santa Cruz, Marinduque as operative, subject to the conditions, comments, and findings of the Provincial Budget Officer. 2. Resolution declaring Appropriation Ordinance Number 3, Series of 2023, authorizing the calendar year 2023 General Fund Supplemental Budget Number 2 of the Municipality of Boac, Marinduque as operative, subject to the conditions, comments, and findings of the Provincial Budget Officer. 3. Resolution declaring Appropriation Ordinance Number 4, Series of 2023, authorizing the calendar year 2023 General Fund Supplemental Budget Number 3 of the Municipality of Boac, Marinduque as operative, subject to the conditions, comments, and findings of the Provincial Budget Officer. 4. Resolution declaring Appropriation Ordinance Number 5, Series of 2023, authorizing the calendar year 2023 General Fund Supplemental Budget Number 4 of the Municipality of Boac, Marinduque as operative, subject to the conditions, comments, and findings of the Provincial Budget Officer. Number 5, resolution declaring Appropriation Ordinance Number 3, Series of 2023, authorizing the calendar year 2023 General Fund Supplemental Budget Number 3 of the Municipality of Buena Vista, Marinduque as operative, subject to the conditions, comments, and findings of the Provincial Budget Officer. And finally, number 6, resolution declaring Appropriation Ordinance Number 5, Series of 2023, authorizing the calendar year 2023 General Fund Supplemental Budget Number 4 of the Municipality of Gasan as operative, subject to the conditions, comments, and findings of the Provincial Budget Officer. Respectfully submitted, Ismael D.P. Lim, Chairperson, concurred by Mark Julius P. Caballes, Vice Chairperson, Danilo Red, Member, Jose Neril Manggol, Member, Bertinos A. Valencia, Member, Adeline M. Angeles, Vice Governor and Ex-officio Member. With that, Mr. Chair, the committee report number 322-2024, Committee on Appropriations, I submit, Mr. Chair.
Can we, so is that a motion for the adoption of committee report number 322-2024, Bocal?
If there are no more questions, Mr. Chair, I move that the committee report number 322-2024, Committee on Appropriations, committee with the subject values, appropriations, ordinances from component municipalities be adopted, Mr. Chair. I so move.
There's a motion from Bocal Lim for the adoption of committee report number 322-2024. There being no objection, the said motion is hereby approved.
Moving further, Mr. Chair, that the proposed resolutions as an offshoot of the committee report be included in the business of the day, Mr. Chair, I so move.
And further, there's a further motion that the accompanying resolutions be transferred to business for the day.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Bocal.
Mr. Presiding Officer, may I ask that this representation be recognized for the joint committee report of the Committee on Rules, Laws, and Ordinances and the Committee on Health and Nutrition under committee report number 323-2024.
The Honorable Majority Floor Leader Bocal Jojo Leva is hereby recognized.
Committee report number 323-2024, Joint Committee on Rules, Laws, and Ordinances and the Committee on Health and Nutrition on subject request of the Governor for legislative authority to sign and enter into a tripartite memorandum of agreement for in behalf of the provincial government of Marinduque with the Department of Health Center for Health Development Mimaropa and the Amang Rodriguez Memorial Medical Center for the implementation of telemedicine project. The Joint Committee on Rules, Laws, and Ordinances and the Committee on Health and Nutrition, unto which the above-mentioned subject matter was referred to, held a committee hearing on January 25, 2024, and the result of which is hereby being presented to the August body for consideration and legislative action. Attendance, yours truly, Honorable Bernardine E. Opis Mercado, Honorable Mark Julius P. Caballes, Honorable Mel Gabal Arincabo, Honorable Danilo R. Red, Honorable Jose Neril L. Manggol, and Honorable Bertinos A. Valencia. Resource person, Dr. Jerry O. Caballes and Dr. Annette Macayaon. Findings, the MOA aims to increase the Marinduque inhabitants' access to healthcare and improve the standard of local health services in collaboration with the Apex Referral Hospital that will provide specialty, subspecialty services through telemedicine in relation with the implementation of the universal healthcare. Telemedicine integration will bridge the gap between the patients and the healthcare professionals, especially in rural or underserved areas, by expanding the accessibility and effectiveness of medical services. Upon implementation, a schedule for outpatient referrals shall be designated for all specialty, subspecialty consultation, as well as the telemedicine as may be needed by the referring pediatrician online evaluation of the referred patient through its medical specialist, subspecialist together with its resident doctor shall be conducted through video conferencing. Charity patients shall be free of charge. However, private patients may directly contact the specialist or subspecialist for private consultation, subject to certain fees and charges. For outpatients, initial screening will be done at the respective barangays through the barangay health workers, while the telemedicine consultation will be done at the Marinduque Provincial Hospital. Recommendation: based on the foregoing, the Joint Committee hereby recommends for the adoption of a resolution authorizing the Honorable Governor Presbyterio J. Velasco Jr. to enter into a tripartite memorandum of agreement by and among the Provincial Government of Marinduque, the Department of Health, Center for Health Development, Mimaropa, and the Amang Rodriguez Memorial Medical Center for the implementation of the telemedicine project. Respectfully submitted, yours truly as Chairperson of the Committee on Rules, Honorable Bernardine E. Opis Mercado as the Chairperson of the Committee on Health, Honorable Mark Julius P. Caballes, Honorable Mercedes Ariano, Honorable Jose Neril L. Mangol, Honorable Antonio L. Mangkukang III, Honorable Bertinos A. Valencia, Honorable Baldomero L. Limpiada, and Honorable Adeline M. Angeles, Vice Governor and ex officio member. Mr. Presiding Officer, may I move for the adoption of Committee Report number 323, Series of 2024. I so move.
There's a motion from Vocal Jojo Leva for the adoption of Committee Report number 323/2024. There being no objection, said motion is hereby approved.
And that the accompanying resolution be transferred to the business for the day portion of today's session.
Further moving that the accompanying resolutions of the said committee report be transferred to business for the day.
Mr. Presiding Officer, may this representation be recognized again for the various committee reports of the Committee on Rules, Laws, and Ordinances.
The Honorable Majority Floor Leader is hereby recognized.
Committee Report number 324, Series of 2024 of the Committee on Rules, Laws, and Ordinances on the subject number 1, letter from Moises Dominic G. Ruam Jr., Secretary to the Sangguniang Panlalawigan of Nueva Vizcaya, forwarding a copy of Resolution number 2023-4794 entitled A Resolution Urging All Sangguniang Panlalawigan Recognizing Sangguniang Panlunsod, Sangguniang Bayan, and Sangguniang Barangay to express collective support for the Philippine government's effort in protecting the West Philippine Sea. Number 2, Municipal Ordinance number 274, Series of 2023 of the Municipality of Santa Cruz entitled An Ordinance Establishing the Business One-Stop Shop or BOSS of Santa Cruz, Marinduque from January 1 to March of each year and for other related purposes. And letter from the Governor endorsing the request of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan of Benguet for a support to Senate Bill number 297 entitled An Act Providing Automatic Promotion of Government Officials and Employees upon retirement from government service and for other related purposes. The Committee on Rules, Laws, and Ordinances, and to which the above-mentioned subject matter was referred to, held a committee hearing on January 30, 2024, and the result of which is hereby being presented to this august body for consideration and legislative action. Attendance: Honorable Aurelio J. Leva III, Honorable Mark Julius P. Caballes, Honorable Jose Neril L. Mangol. Recommendation that the letter of Moses Dominic G. Ruam of Secretary to the Sangguniang Panlalawigan of Nueva Vizcaya forwarding a copy of Resolution number 223/4794 for the Sangguniang Panlalawigan of Nueva Vizcaya entitled An Resolution Urging All Sangguniang Panlalawigan, Sangguniang Panlunsod, Sangguniang Bayan, and Sangguniang Barangay to express collective support for the Philippines government's effort in protecting the West Philippine Sea be laid on the table. Final recommendation based on the foregoing, the committee hereby recommends for the adoption of the following resolutions. Number 1, resolution declaring municipal ordinance number 274 series of 2023 of the municipality of Santa Cruz entitled an ordinance establishing the business one-stop shop Boss of Santa Cruz, Marinduque from January to March of each year and for other related purposes as valid and within the power of the Sangguniang Bayan to enact. And number 2, resolution is strongly supporting Senate Bill number 297 entitled an act providing automatic promotion of government officials and employees upon retirement from government service and for other related purposes. Respectfully submitted, yours truly as Chairperson of the Committee on Rules, Laws, and Ordinances, Honorable Mark Julius P. Caballas, Honorable Jose Nerel Mangol, Honorable Baldomero L. Limpiada, Honorable Bertinos A. Valencia, and Honorable Adeline M. Angeles, Vice Governor and ex-officio member. Mr. Presiding Officer, may I move for the adoption of Committee Report number 324 series of 2024. I so move.
There's a motion from Bocal Jojo Leva for the adoption of Committee Report number 324-2024. There being no objection, the said motion is hereby approved.
May I further move that the accompanying resolution be transferred to the business for the day portion of today's session.
Further moving that the said accompanying resolutions be transferred to business for the day. Bukal ba, before we move on po, may nakiusap po ata na kung okay lang po with the indulgence of the other members of the 16th Sangguniang Panlalawigan and the Secretariat na mag-working merienda po tayo dahil medyo mahaba po yung agenda at kakulangin po tayo sa oras kung hindi po natin isabay yung merienda dun sa haba nagabasa po na committee report. So kung okay lang po sa mga kasamahan natin, ano po? Tsaka sa Secretariat.
Okay po.
Thank you po, Bukal. You may proceed po, Bukal.
May I ask that this representation be recognized for the joint committee report of the Committee on Rules, Laws, and Ordinances and the Committee on Human Resource, Labor, and Employment.
The honorable gentleman from Boac is hereby recognized.
Committee Report number 325 series of 2024 of the Joint Committee on Rules, Laws, and Ordinances and the Committee on Human Resource, Labor, and Employment on the subject Municipal Ordinance number 2023-03 of the Municipality of Torrijos entitled an ordinance amending Section 1 of the Municipal Ordinance number 2020-05 fixing and adjusting the wage rate of casual contractual employees and job orders in the Municipality of Torrijos, Province of Marinduque. The Joint Committee on Rules, Laws, and Ordinances and the Committee on Human Resource, Labor, and Employment, and to which the above-mentioned subject matter was referred to, held a committee hearing on January 30, 2024, and the result of which is hereby being presented to this august body for consideration and legislative action. Attendance, Honorable Aurelio J. Leva III, Honorable Mark Julius P. Caballas, Honorable Ismael D. Pilim, Honorable Bernardine E. Opis Mercado, and Honorable Jose Neril L. Mangol. Recommendation, based on the foregoing, the Joint Committee hereby recommends for the adoption of a resolution declaring Municipal Ordinance number 2023 of the Municipality of Torrijos entitled an ordinance amending Section 1 of the Municipal Ordinance number 2020-05 fixing and adjusting the wage rate of the casual and contractual employees and job orders in the Municipality of Torrijos, Province of Marinduque, as valid and within the power of the Sangguniang Bayan to enact. Respectfully submitted, yours truly as the Chairperson of the Committee on Rules, Honorable Mark Julius P. Caballas, as Chairperson of the Committee on Human Resource, Honorable Baldomero Limpiada, Honorable Bernardine E. Opis Mercado, Honorable Jose Neril L. Mangol, Honorable Ismael D. Pilim, Honorable Bertinos A. Valencia, and Honorable Adeline M. Angeles, Vice Governor and ex-officio member. Mr. Presiding Officer, may I move for the adoption of Committee Report number 325 series of 2024. I so move.
There's a motion from Bocal Jojo Leva for the adoption of Committee Report number 325-2024. There being no objection, the said motion is hereby approved.
Further move that the accompanying resolution be transferred to the business for the day portion of today's session.
And further moving that the company resolutions be transferred to business for the day.
Mr. Presiding Officer, may this representation be again recognized for the committee report of the Joint Committee on Rules, Laws, and Ordinances and the Committee on Tourism, Development, and Cultural Heritage.
The Honorable Majority Floor Leader is hereby recognized.
Committee report number 326-2024 of the Joint Committee on Rules, Laws, and Ordinances and the Committee on Tourism and Development and Cultural Heritage on the subject Municipal Ordinance number 2023-287 of the Municipality of Mogpog, entitled An Ordinance Institutionalizing Tubungan Festival to be celebrated every month of August in the Municipality of Mogpog and providing funds thereof. The Joint Committee on Rules, Laws, and Ordinances and the Committee on Tourism, Development, and Cultural Heritage, and to which the above-mentioned subject matter was referred to, held a committee hearing on January 30, 2024, and the result of which is hereby being presented to this august body for consideration and legislative action. Attendance: Honorable Aurelio J. Leva III, Honorable Mark Julius P. Caballas, Honorable Ismael D. Pilim, Honorable Bernardine E. Opis Mercado, Honorable Jose Neril L. Mangol. Recommendation: based on the foregoing, the Joint Committee hereby recommends for the adoption of a resolution declaring Municipal Ordinance number 2023-287 of the Municipality of Mogpog, entitled An Ordinance Institutionalizing Tubungan Festival to be celebrated every month of August in the Municipality of Mogpog and providing funds thereof as valid and within the power of the Sangguniang Bayan to enact. Respectfully submitted, yours truly as the Chairman of Committee on Rules, Antonio L. Mangkukang as the Chairperson of the Committee on Tourism, Honorable Mark Julius P. Caballas, Honorable Malcabal Arancabo, Honorable Baldomero L. Limpiada, Honorable Bernardine E. Opis Mercado, Honorable Jose Nerel L. Mangol, Honorable Ismael D. Pilim, Honorable Bertinos A. Valencia, and Honorable Adeline M. Angeles, Vice Governor and ex-officio member. Mr. Presiding Officer, I move that we adopt Committee Report number 326, Series of 2024.
There is a motion from Bukal Jojo Leva for the adoption of Committee Report number 326-2024. There being no objection, the said motion is hereby approved.
And that the accompanying resolution be transferred to the business for the day portion of today's session.
Further moving that the accompanying resolutions be transferred to business for the day.
May this representation again be recognized for the Joint Committee Report, the Committee on Rules, Laws, and Ordinances, and the Committee on Appropriation.
The Honorable Majority Floor Leader is hereby recognized.
Committee Report number 327, Series of 2024 of the Joint Committee on Rules, Laws, and Ordinances, and the Committee on Appropriation on the subject Municipal Ordinance number 27, Series of 2023 of the Municipality of Santa Cruz, entitled An Ordinance Providing for Cash Assistance to Qualified Barangay Tanod in the Municipality of Santa Cruz, Marinduque, and providing funds thereof and for other related purposes. The Joint Committee on Rules, Laws, and Ordinances and the Committee on Appropriation, unto which the above-mentioned subject matter was referred to, held a committee hearing on January 30, 2024, and the result of which is hereby being presented to this august body for consideration and legislative action. Attendance: Honorable Aurelio J. Leva III, Honorable Mark Julius P. Caballas, Honorable Ismael D. Pilim, Honorable Jose Neril Mangol, and Honorable Danilo R. Red. Section 393 of Republic Act number 7610, otherwise known as the Local Government Code of 1991, provides that barangay officials, including barangay tanods and members of the lupon ng tagapamayapa, shall receive honoraria, allowances, and such other emoluments as may be authorized by law or barangay, municipal, or city ordinance in accordance with the provisions of this code, but in no case shall be less than 1,000 pesos per month for the punong barangay and 600 pesos per month for the Sangguniang Bayan barangay members, barangay treasurer, and barangay secretary, provided however that the annual appropriation for personal services shall be subject to the budgetary limitations prescribed under Title 5, Book 2 of this code. Therefore, based on the foregoing, the Joint Committee hereby recommends for the adoption of a resolution declaring Municipal Ordinance number 273, Series of 2023 of the Municipality of Santa Cruz, entitled An Ordinance Providing for Cash Assistance to Qualified Barangay Tanods in the Municipality of Santa Cruz, Marinduque, and providing funds thereof and for other related purposes as valid and within the power of the Sangguniang Bayan to enact. Respectfully submitted, yours truly as a Chairperson of the Committee on Rules, Honorable Ismael D. Pilim as the Chairperson of the Committee on Appropriation, Honorable Mark Julius P. Caballas, Honorable Danilo Red, Honorable Baldomero Olimpiada, Honorable Jose Nerel El Mangol, Honorable Bertinos A. Balacia, Honorable Adeline M. Angeles, Vice Governor and ex officio member. Mr. Presiding Officer, may I move that we adopt Committee Report number 327, Series of 2024. I so move.
There's a motion from Vocal Jojo Leva for the adoption of Committee Report number 327-2024. There being no objection, the said motion is hereby approved.
And that the accompanying resolution be transferred to the business for the day portion of today's session.
And that further moving that the accompanying resolutions be transferred to business for the day.
Mr. Presiding Officer, this representation be recognized for the committee report of the Joint Committee on Rules, Laws, and Ordinances and the Committee on Health and Nutrition.
The Honorable Majority Floor Leader is hereby recognized.
Committee report number 328, Series of 2024 of the Joint Committee on Rules, Laws, and Ordinances and the Committee on Health and Nutrition on the subject letter from the Governor requesting the Sangguniang Panlalawigan for legislative authority to enter into a memorandum of a term of partnership with the Department of Health Center for Health Development, Mimaropa, relative to the management and implementation of the Universal Healthcare Act and the 2023-2025 Local Investment Planning for Health as embodied in the concurred annual operational plan. The Joint Committee on Rules, Laws, and Ordinances and the Committee on Health and Nutrition, onto which the above-mentioned subject matter was referred to, held a committee hearing on January 30, 2024, and the result of which is hereby being presented to this august body for consideration and legislative action. Present were yours truly, Honorable Caballas, Honorable Mercado, Honorable Mangol. Recommendation: based on the foregoing, the Joint Committee hereby recommends for an adoption of a resolution authorizing the Honorable Governor Presbyterio J. Velasco Jr. to enter into a term of partnership with the Department of Health Center for Health Development, Mimaropa, relative to the management and implementation of the Universal Healthcare Act and 2023-2025 Local Investment Planning for Health as embodied in the concurred annual operational plan. Respectfully submitted, yours truly, Honorable Bernardine E. Opis Mercado, Honorable Mark Julius P. Caballas, Honorable Mercedes Ariano, Honorable Baldomero Olimpiada, Honorable Antonio L. Mangkukang III, Honorable Jose Nerel El Mangol, Honorable Bertinos A. Balacia, and Honorable Adeline M. Angeles, Vice Governor and ex officio member. Mr. Presiding Officer, may I move for the adoption of Committee Report number 328, Series of 2024.
There's a motion for the adoption of Committee Report number 328-2024. There being no objection, the said motion is hereby approved.
And that the accompanying resolution be transferred to the business for the day portion of today's session.
And that the accompanying resolutions be transferred to business for the day.
Mr. Presiding Officer, may this presentation be recognized again for the Committee Report of Joint Committee on Rules, Laws, and Ordinances and the Committee on Agriculture, Fisheries, and Aquatic Resources.
Honorable Majority Floor Leader is hereby recognized.
Committee Report number 329, Series of 2024 of Joint Committee on Rules, Laws, and Ordinances and the Committee on Agriculture, Fisheries, and Aquatic Resources on the subject letter from the Governor endorsing the request of for authorization to enter into a memorandum of agreement with the Department of Agriculture, Bureau of Soils and Water Management for the provision of a technology package on a small-scale composting facility. The Joint Committee on Rules, Laws, and Ordinances and the Committee on Agriculture, Fisheries, and Aquatic Resources, unto which the above-mentioned subject matter was referred to, held a committee hearing on January 30, 2024, and the result of which is hereby being presented to this august body for consideration and legislative action. Attendance: Honorable Vice Governor Adeline M. Angeles, Honorable yours truly, Honorable Caballas, Honorable Lim, Honorable Mangol. Recommendation: based on the foregoing, the Joint Committee hereby recommends for the adoption of a resolution authorizing the Honorable Governor Presbyterio J. Velasco Jr. to enter into a memorandum of agreement with the Department of Agriculture, Bureau of Soils and Water Management for the provisions of a technology package on small-scale composting facilities. respectfully submitted, yours truly as the Chairperson of the Committee on Rules, Honorable Adeline M. Angeles as Chairperson of the Committee on Agriculture, Honorable Caballes, Rejano, Limpiada, Lim, Manggol, Valencia. Mr. Presiding Officer, may I move for the adoption of Committee Report number 329, series of 2024.
There's a motion for the adoption of Committee Report number 329-2024. There being no objection, the said motion is hereby approved.
Further, moving that the accompanying resolution be transferred to the business for the portion of today's session.
Further, moving that the said accompanying resolutions be transferred to business for the day.
Mr. Presiding Officer, may the Chairperson of the Committee on Appropriations be recognized for the Joint Committee Report number 330-2024 of the Committee on Human Resource, Labor and Employment, and the Committee on Appropriation.
The Honorable Gentleman from Santa Cruz, Honorable Mael Lim.
Mr. Chair, with the indulgence of the body, I hereby submit Committee Report number 330-2024, Committee on Human Resources, Labor and Employment, and Committee on Appropriations. The following subject: proposed ordinance number 16-58, entitled "An Ordinance Providing for 100 pesos across the board increase in the present wage rate of the job order workers in the provincial government of Marinduque, effective January 1, 2024, in providing necessary funds for the purpose, subject to existing and applicable laws, rules, and regulations." Present during the committee hearing were Honorable Adeline M. Angeles, Honorable Mark Julius P. Caballes, Honorable Ismael D.P. Lim, Honorable Aurelio Leva III, Honorable Danilo R. Red, Honorable Jose Neril Manggol, Honorable Bertinos A. Valencia, and the resource person Mr. Blair Edgar M. Di Maano, HRMO, Ms. Miriam Esadiwa, Provincial Budget Office. Mr. Chair, this was derived from the notion of Honorable Jojo Leva, and we all have copies of the findings, and as a result thereof, the initial recommendations are: the ordinance should only cover the unskilled and skilled workers, since the health workers, technical staff, and other professions with BRC license are being employed through contract of service. And two, the effectivity of the ordinance shall be on April 1, 2024, instead of what was proposed. So the final recommendation, Mr. Chair, is that the Joint Committee recommends for the approval on second reading the proposed ordinance number 16-58, entitled "An Ordinance Providing for 100 pesos across the board increase in the present wage rate of job order workers in the provincial government of Marinduque, effective April 1, 2024, and providing necessary funds for the purpose, subject to existing and applicable laws, rules, and regulations." Mr. Chair, respectfully submitted, Mark Julius P. Caballes, Chairperson, Committee on Human Resources, Vice Chairperson, Committee on Appropriations; Ismael D.P. Lim, Chairperson, Committee on Appropriations, Member, Committee on Human Resources, concurred by Honorable Aurelio Leva III, Vice Chairperson, Committee on Human Resources; Danilo R. Red, Member, Committee on Appropriations, Member, Committee on Human Resources; Bernardine E. Opis Mercado, Member, Committee on Human Resources; Jose Neril Manggol, Member, Committee on Appropriations, Member, Committee on Human Resources; Bertinos A. Valencia, Member, Committee on Appropriations; Adeline M. Angeles, Vice Governor and Ex Officio Member. With that, Mr. Chair, I respectfully submit Committee Report number 3030-20, Committee on Human Resources, Labor and Employment, and Committee on Appropriations with the said subject, Mr. I submit.
There's a motion from Bacol Mailim for the adoption of committee report number 330-2024. There being no objection, the said motion is hereby approved.
And moving further, Mr. Chair, that the said ordinance be transferred to business of the day.
Next session.
In the next session, Mr. Chair.
Further moving that the subject ordinance be approved and be calendared for second reading on the next session.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you po, Bacol.
Mr. Presiding Officer, may this representation be recognized as chairperson of the Committee on Rules, Laws, and Ordinances.
The Honorable Majority Floor Leader is hereby recognized.
This is with regards to the letter from Attorney Anilin G. Dibilen, Secretary of Gasan, forwarding to the Sangguniang Panlalawigan for review and approval of Municipal Ordinance number 210 Series of 2024 entitled An Ordinance Prescribing the Rules and Procedures on Administrative Disciplinary Cases filed against elective barangay officials before the Sangguniang Bayan of Gasan. The committee, with the indulgence of each member, finds the said ordinance in order and therefore recommends that it be declared as valid and within the power of the Sangguniang Bayan to enact. The committee prays for the adoption of this committee report.
There is a motion from Bacol Jojo Leva for the adoption of the said committee report. And there being no objection, the said motion is hereby approved.
And that the accompanying resolution as an offshoot of this report be transferred to the business for the day portion of today's session.
And that the accompanying resolution be transferred to business for the day.
Mr. Presiding Officer, may this representation be recognized with the permission of the Vice Chairperson of the Committee on Good Governance in lieu of the fact that we still, the chairmanship of the said is still vacant as of this moment.
The Honorable Majority Floor Leader is hereby recognized.
This is with regards to proposed resolution number 2024-528, resolution expressing appreciation to Engineer Rodrigo E. Opis, Provincial Assessor, for 36 years of dedicated and meritorious service to the provincial government of Marinduque. The committee finds with the indulgence of each member, finds the proposed resolution number 2024-528 in order and therefore recommends for its adoption in the plenary, in the business for the day portion of today's session. The committee prays for the adoption of this committee report.
There's a motion from Bacol Jojo Leva for the adoption of the said committee report. And there being no objection, the said motion is hereby approved.
May this representation be recognized again as chairperson of the Committee on Rules, Laws, and Ordinances.
The Honorable Majority Floor Leader is hereby recognized.
This is something to do with the election of Honorable Carlos F. D. Peralta, the newly elected Liga ng mga Barangay Provincial Chapter President and ex-officio member of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan as chairperson and member of respectively of the committees of the 16th Sangguniang Panlalawigan previously occupied by the former Liga President. In consideration of this proposed resolution, may I move that we convert the body into a committee of the whole.
The plenary is converted to the committee of the whole.
The committee recommends for the election of Honorable Carlos F. D. Peralta as chairperson of the Committee on Barangay Affairs, the Committee on Blue Ribbon, Good Governance, Public Accountability, Human Rights and Social Justice, Vice Chairperson of the Committee on Public Order and Safety, and members of the Committee on Agriculture, Public Works, Committee on Transportation, Committee on Youth and Sports, and Committee on Disaster Risk Reduction and Management.
There's a motion from Bacol Jojo Leva.
For the adoption of the committee report.
For the adoption of the said committee report. And there being no objection, the said motion is hereby approved.
And that the accompanying resolution be transferred to the business for the day portion of today's session.
And that the accompanying resolution be transferred to business for the day. Thank you po, Bacol.
Mr. Presiding Officer, may I ask to recognize the chairperson of the Committee on Education.
Honorable Danilo Red is hereby recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Committee Report number 2024-532. Resolution congratulating and commending the students, coaches, and the entire administration of Landi National High School for securing the top spot and garnering numerous awards in the 2024 Civil Examination Math Challenge held on January 27, 2024 via online platform. Whereas the Philippine Mathematics for Eligibility operating under Philippine Math 4E conduct academic competitions in order to help Filipino students and graduates acquire the necessary knowledge and skills for civil service examinations and board examinations. Whereas, based on the statistics, only 18% out of the average 350,000 takers each year will only be able to pass the civil service examinations for the established reasons that they do not have a good foundation on the basic or fundamental knowledge and skill, especially in math and English at the high school level, and they just take the exam without reviewing very well, as they just want to take the exam for chance to pass it. Whereas the Philippine Math 4E finds it's necessary that as early as the students are in the high school, they are provided with an avenue for them to test the knowledge and skills related to civil service examinations. Hence, the competition was introduced with the following benefits. The students will challenge to strive toward academic excellence with goal of passing a national exam. The learning experience, number 2, the learning experiences they will encountering during examination may help the soon pass the sub-professional and professional civil service exam without incurring one of the multiple failed exam record at the Civil Service Commission. They may be encouraged to take the civil service exam as early as possible. And number 4, the teachers will aware of the coverage of the exam for possible lesson integration. Whereas, in the recently concluded CSE National Math Challenge, the participating students from Landi National High School were able to make to the top spots out of the 3,000 competitors, and by garnering the following awards. Number 1, Darlene Kate Principe, grade 11, STEM, Gold Medal Award. John Randel Paras, grade 11, STEM, Gold Medal Award. Mark Levi A. Roldan, grade 12, STEM, Gold Medal Award. Jasmine P. Villarwell, grade 11, STEM, Silver Medal Award. John Mark Amorias, grade 11, STEM, Silver Medal Award. Lencel Arpar, grade 11, STEM, Silver Medal Award. John Abdon R. Escasa, grade 9, STE Merit Award. Crisaline Eliza Quindosa, grade 10, STE Merit Award. Matrix Wen Reynoso, grade 9, STE Bronze Medal Award. Oliver Rodelas, grade 11, Merit Award. Maisel Roldan, Merit Award. John Lester Putol, Merit Award. Micah Garcia, Bronze Medal Award. Anthony Nambio, Bronze Medal Award. James Ayesa Grace Solveta, Bronze Medal Award. Whereas the winning stance of this student would not be complete without the help, guidance, and encouragement from the following coaches who will willing and unselfishly shared their knowledge and talents to their winning students as follows: Miss Lovelyn Piñaredonda, Miss Maria Victoria Valdivieso, Miss Marivic Evangelista, Mr. Mario Evangelista, Miss Jamaica Morales, Miss Dulce de Galicia. Whereas, their winning also showed the quality of education in the province of Marinduque, which despite being a small island province, had strived to develop top-notch student that is at par with those from the affluent and bigger local government units and countries. Wherefore, in connection of the foregoing, it was resolved, and it is by resolve to congratulate and commend the students, coaches, and the entire administration of Landi National High School for securing top spots in garnering the numerous award in the 2024 Civil Examination Math Challenge held on January 27, 2024 via online platform. Resolved finally that the copies of this resolution be furnished to the above named winning students and their supervisor, the Landi National High School, through the school principal, the DepEd School Division of Marinduque, and all other concerned for their information and appropriate action. Mr. Chair, I move for the adoption of the committee report, Mr. Chair.
There is a motion from Bukaldani Red for the adoption of the said committee report. There being no objection, the said motion is hereby approved.
And the accompanying resolution be transferred to the business of the day. I so move, Mr. Chair.
Further moving that the accompanying resolution be transferred to business for the day. Thank you po, Bukal.
Mr. Presiding Officer, may I ask to recognize the Chairperson of the Committee on Transportation.
The Honorable Gentleman from Mogpog, Honorable Antonio L. Macucan III, is hereby recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Thank you, Mr. Floor Leader. Mr. Presiding Officer, let me allow to read the content of the proposed resolution. Proposed resolution number 2024-530. A resolution ardently requesting the Philippine Airlines, OPAL, to reoperate in the province of Marinduque on a regular basis. In the province of Marinduque on a regular basis, declaring them as the official airlines in the province and assuring them of the province's continued patronage for the sustainability of its operation. Whereas, the Marinduque Domestic Airport halted its operation due to the need for repair and extension of its runway, which also suspended the operation of airline service in the province. Whereas, the provincial government of Marinduque, through the help of Congressman Lord Alan J.Q. Velasco, requested the national government, particularly the Department of Transportation and Communication, or DOTC, through the Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines, CAAP, and other concerned agencies to provide funds and prioritize the repair and extension of the runway of the Marinduque Domestic Airport, to which the national government has favorably responded. Whereas the Marinduque Domestic Airport had undergone the needed repair and completed the concreting and expansion of its runway, and which can already be used for domestic flights. Whereas the resumption of operation of the Marinduque domestic airport would surely re-energize the local economy of the province, which is already at the onset of promoting its local tourism industry, particularly with the establishment and operation of various tourism sites and destinations, resorts and hotels, religious and culturally related sites and activities, among others. Whereas, the Moyones Lenten rites during the Holy Week is particularly being witnessed by many tourists, both foreign and local, and the flock of passengers is usually higher during this period, and the service of an airline company would surely hasten the transport and provide convenience to the passengers. Whereas, having regular or special flights to the province, at least during the Lenten season, and also, if possible, during holidays and other peak seasons, would be beneficial to both the province and the airline service provider. Whereas, since the Philippine Airlines, or PAL, is considered the foremost airline company to operate in the province official look at it as the best reliable partner in providing better airline service to its constituents. Whereas, with the declaration of Philippine Airlines, or PAL, as the official carrier of the province, Marinduqueños, government officials, and employees who go on official travel and businesses through air transport are enjoined to patronize Philippine Airlines, or PAL, as a means of travel to other destinations where it is operating. Wherefore, in consideration of the foregoing premises, it was resolved, and is hereby resolved, to ardently requesting Philippine Airlines to reoperate in the province of Marinduque on a regular basis, declaring them as the official airlines in the province, and assuring them of the province's continued patronage for the sustainability of its operation. Resolved further that the 6 municipalities of the province, the business sectors, and the civil society organizations in the province is strongly encouraged to manifest their support to this resolution. Resolved finally that copy of this resolution be furnished to the management of the Philippine Airlines and all other concerned for their information and favorable action. So this representation formally moves for the adoption of a resolution, and this is very timely, Mr. Presiding Officer, kasi parating na ang ating Semana Santa. This representation formally moves to adopt and pass a resolution urgently requesting the Philippine Airlines to reoperate in the province of Marinduque on a regular basis, declaring them as the official airlines in the province, and assuring them of the province's continued patronage for the sustainability of its operation. I so move, Mr. Chair.
There is a motion from Bukal Tres Makukang. Yes po, Bukal.
Question ko lang po. Meron po bang, is there any information when will this Philippine Airlines start to operate in the province, if the good sponsor could provide?
Bukal Tres, if you can.
Mr. Chair, sa ngayon po ay ang hawak pa lang natin ay itong letter coming from our Honorable Governor stating that ang Philippine Airlines po ay nag-signify na nga na sila ay muling lilipad dito sa ating lalawigan ng Marinduque. At wala pong nakalagay dito sa sulat ng ating mahal na gobernador, at hindi pa po tayo nakakapanayam ang ating mahal na gobernador at ang ating congressman, sapagkat kayo na lang po ito, ngayong araw lang ito dumating itong kanilang official na communication sa atin. So bilang tagapangulo ng transportasyon at ng ng turismo sa Sangguniang Panlalawigan, maari po ito at posible na lilipad bago po magpumasok ang ating pong mahal na araw dito sa ating lalawigan. Thank you, Mr.
Maraming salamat po.
Salamat po.
Yes po, Bukal Mel.
Maraming salamat po, Ginoong Tagapangulo. Magandang hapon po, Chairman ng ating turismo at ng transportasyon. Clarificatory question lang po, katanungan. Is it, yung ating bang resolution na ibibigay, is it one of the requirements so that they will operate here, or yung ating resolution is one of our commons na para sila mag-operate? Ano ba yan? Yung resolution ba natin? Hindi din ba ng Philippine Airlines yan para sila mag-operate? Or gagawa tayo ng resolution para makumbinsi natin sila?
Sa atin pong, ito po kasi ay dual na. Ang
Okay.
ating pong, ang tema ng ating resolution dito sa plenaryo na inisyatibo ng ating pong kapulungan ay hilingin sa management ng Philippine Airlines na sila ay muling lumipad dito sa ating lalawigan ng Marinduque. At kalinsabay din po, ito nga ngayon ng araw lang nakapapasok na komunikasyon ng ating mahal na gobernador na nakipag-usap na sila, nakausap na sila at nag-signify na ang Philippine Airlines na sila ay nagnanais na muling makabalik na lumipad dito sa ating lalawigan. Kaya po, kinosolidate natin itong resolution ito. So narito na po, nag-signify sila ang Philippine Airlines at sa pamamagitan ng ating mahal na gobernador at ng ating mahal na congressman. Na nais silang muling lumipad dito. At ngayon, susuportahan po natin ito para mas matibay na hindi lang sila nag-signify na nais na muling ibalik ang kanilang pag-serbisyo dito sa ating lalawigan, bagkos maging ang pamahalaang panlalawigan sa pamamagitan ng Sangguniang Panlalawigan na boses ng ating ng sambayan ng Marinduqueño. Tayo mismong lahat ay nagnanais din at nagbibigay ng nagsisignify na tayo rin ay may intensyon at ninanais natin na hilingin sa kanila na sila ay muling ibalik ang kanilang pagsiservisyo sa ating lalawigan. At atin pong ini-ensure na sa pagkakataong ito, gagamitin na ng ating pamahalaang panlalawigan sa pumulo ng ating ama ng lalawigan na ang lahat ng mga opisyales, lahat ng mga empleyado ng ating pamahalaang panlalawigan, kasama na ang mga local government units ng 6 na bayan, kasama na ang business sectors, kasama na ang mga civil organizations, lahat po sila ay ating i-encourage upang sa gayon ay ipatronize itong ating muling magbabalik na airline, official airline ng ating lalawigan ng Marinduque. Salamat pa. Mr. Chair, muli po, formal nating iminumungkahin na magpatibay ng isang resolusyon na urgently requesting Philippine Airlines to reoperate in the province of Marinduque on a regular basis, declaring them as the official airlines in the province, and assuring them of the province's continued patronage for the sustainability of its operation. I so move, Mr. Chair.
So, for clarification lang po, Bukal, ito po ay adoption ng committee report.
Committee report pa lang. So, Mr. Chair, the committee, with the indulgence of the Committee on Tourism and the Committee on Transportation, the committee favorably endorsing the approval of the committee report and the accompanying resolution be transferred under business for the day. I so move, Mr. Chair.
There is a motion from Bukal Tres Mangkukang. Duly seconded, and there being no objection, the said motion is hereby approved.
Mr. Presiding Officer, may I ask that we recognize the chairperson of the Committee on Transportation for another committee report.
The honorable gentleman from Mogpog is hereby recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you again, Mr. Floor Leader. This representation, with the indulgence of the Committee on Tourism, Development and Cultural Heritage and the Committee on Transportation, favorably endorsing this proposed resolution number 2024-531, a resolution requesting the management of Montenegro Shipping Lines and Star Horse Shipping Lines to provide fast-craft and Aurora vessels in Kawit Port, in Boac, and in Buyabud Port in Santa Cruz, at least a week before, during, and after the Holy Week season. So, favorably endorsing this to approve the committee report and the accompanying resolution be transferred in the business for the day. I so move, Mr. Chair.
There's a motion from Bukal Tres Makukang for the adoption of the said committee report and further moving that accompanying resolution be transferred for business for the day. Duly seconded. There being no objection, the said motion is hereby approved.
That closes our committee reports for today's session. We now go to the business calendar of business. We don't have any unfinished business. For the business for today, may I ask that we recognize the chairperson of the Committee on Appropriation.
The gentleman from Santa Cruz, Honorable May Lim, is hereby recognized.
With the indulgence of the body, I move for an omnibus motion with regards to the resolutions recommended by the Committee on Appropriations under committee report number 322-2024, Committee on Appropriations. Mr. Chair, I so move.
There is a motion from Bukal May Lim for the approval of the accompanying resolutions included in Committee Report number 322-2024. Duly seconded, and there being no objection, the said omnibus motion is hereby approved.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Presiding Officer, may this representation be recognized?
The Honorable Majority Floor Leader is hereby recognized.
Mr. Presiding Officer, may I move for the adoption of an omnibus motion for the adoption of the following accompanying resolution for the accompanying resolution of the following committee reports. Number 1, Committee Report number 323-2024, the accompanying resolution of Committee Report number 324 Series of 2024, the accompanying resolution of number 325 Series of 2024, the accompanying resolution of 326 Series of 2024, the accompanying resolution of 327 Series of 2024, the accompanying resolution of 328 Series of 2024, and the accompanying resolution of 329 Series of 2024.
There is a super omnibus motion by Bukal Jojo Leva for the adoption of the various resolutions included under committee reports number 323 to 329-2024. There being duly seconded, and there being no objection, the said motion is hereby approved.
Mr. Presiding Officer, again, may this representation be recognized for the adoption of a resolution.
The Honorable Majority Floor Leader is hereby recognized.
Mr. Presiding Officer, may I move for adoption of a resolution declaring Municipal Ordinance number 210, Series of 2024 of the Municipality of Gasan entitled An Ordinance Prescribing the Rules and Procedures on Administrative Disciplinary Cases filed against elected barangay officials before the Sangguniang Bayan of Gasan, Marinduque, as valid and within the power of the Sangguniang Bayan to enact.
There's a motion from Bukal Jojo Leva that the said municipal ordinance be declared as valid and within the power of the Sangguniang Bayan to enact. There being no objection, the said motion is hereby approved.
Mr. Presiding Officer, may I move for the adoption of a resolution of appreciation to Engineer Rodrigo E. Opis, Provincial Assessor, for 36 years of dedicated and meritorious service to the provincial government of Marinduque. I so move.
There is a motion from Bukal Jojo Leva for the adoption of a resolution of appreciation to Engineer Rodrigo E. Opis, Provincial Assessor, for 36 years of dedicated and meritorious service to the provincial government of Marinduque, as authored by Honorable Bernardine E. Opis Mercado. There being no objection, the said motion is hereby approved.
Mr. Presiding Officer, may I move for adoption of a resolution electing Honorable Carlos F. D. Peralta, the newly elected Liga ng mga Barangay Marinduque Provincial Chapter President and ex officio member of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan, as chairperson and member respectively of the standing committees of the 16th Sangguniang Panlalawigan, previously occupied by the former Liga President. I so move.
There's a motion from Bukal Jojo Leva, duly seconded. There being no objection, proposed resolution number 2024-529, a resolution electing Honorable Carlos F. D. Peralta, the newly elected Liga ng mga Barangay, Marinduque Provincial Chapter President and ex-officio member of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan, as chairperson and member respectively of the standing committees of the 16th Sangguniang Panlalawigan, previously occupied by the former Liga President, is hereby approved.
Mr. Presiding Officer, may I ask to recognize the chairperson of the Committee on Education for the accompanying resolution of its committee report.
Honorable Bukal Danny Red is hereby recognized.
I move for the approval of resolution number 2024-532. Resolution congratulating and commending the students, coaches, and the entire administration of Landi National High School for securing the top spots and garnering numerous awards in the 2024 Civil Examination Math Challenge held on January 27, 2024 via online platform. I so move, Mr. Chair.
There's a motion from Bukal Danny Red, duly seconded. There being no objection, the said motion is hereby approved.
Mr. Presiding Officer, may I ask to recognize the chairperson of the Committee on Transportation for the accompanying resolutions of its committee reports.
The honorable gentleman from Mogpog is hereby recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Thank you, Mr. Floor Leader. The Committee on Tourism, Development, and Cultural Heritage and the Committee on Transportation now formally moves for the passage of a resolution ardently requesting Philippine Airlines to reoperate in the province of Marinduque on a regular basis, declaring them as the official airlines in the province and assuring them of the province's continued patronage for the sustainability of its operation. I so move, Mr. Chair.
There is a motion from Bukal Tresmacukang for the adoption of the said proposed resolution. There being no objection, said motion is hereby approved.
Mr. Chair, again, a resolution of, with the indulgence of the Committee on Tourism, Development, and Cultural Heritage and the Committee on Transportation formally moves for the passage of a resolution requesting the management of Montenegro Shipping Lines and Starhorse Shipping Lines to provide fast craft and Oro vessels in Kawit Port in Boac, Marinduque, and in Buyabud Port in Santa Cruz, Marinduque, at least a week before, during, and after the Holy Week season. I so move, Mr. Chair.
There's a motion from Bukal Tresmacukang for the adoption of the said resolution. And there being no objection, the said motion is hereby approved.
Mr. Presiding Officer, may I ask for reconsideration?
Yes, Bukal.
This has something to do with the letter of the Governor requesting for amendment to resolution number 1075. May this be placed on record that that this representation have rendered a committee report favorably endorsing the said request of the Governor.
Mr. Secretary, kindly take note. Thank you po, Bukal.
And may I formally move for the adoption of a resolution authorizing the Governor to enter into a memorandum of agreement for and behalf of the provincial government of Marinduque with the Bureau of Fire Protection for the financial assistance as payment for rental of the Bureau of Fire Protection to be used as payment for the rental of the provincial office of the provincial Bureau of Fire Protection Marinduque amounting to 180,000 pesos. I so move.
There is a motion from Bukal Jojo Leva for the adoption of the said resolution. There being no objection, the said motion is hereby approved.
That closes our business for the day. We have one item from the unassigned business. May I ask that the chairperson of the Committee on Tourism be recognized?
The honorable gentleman from Mogpog is hereby recognized.
Mr. Presiding Officer, this representation formally moves for the adoption and the passage of a resolution congratulating Mr. Robert Michael Dirigino for winning the Raha Filipino International in the Philippine pageant. I so move, Mr. Chair.
There's a motion from Bukal Tres Makukang. Duly seconded. There being no objection, the said motion is hereby approved.
Please include me as one of those who second to that motion. We don't have any proposed order as a resolution for third and final reading.
The session is adjourned until February 16, Friday.